Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are unpacking a massive, literally game-changing shift in the Philippine educational landscape. We're talking about the complete overhaul of the student government framework for school year 2023-2024. Now, if you're a student leader, an educator, or an admin, you already know how absolutely crucial these organizations are to a school's heartbeat. So let's get you completely up to speed on the new rules of the road.
Okay, so right off the bat, let's look at where this is all coming from. Our source of truth today is DepEd Memorandum OUOPSNO 2023-03. This was issued on May 5, 2023, straight out of the Office of the Undersecretary for Operations. And listen, this isn't just some casual advisory, it's the official, mandated blueprint setting the interim guidelines for the Learner Government Program. So let's break down exactly what this actually means for you on the ground.
We've got a lot of ground to cover, but we'll keep it crisp. Here's our roadmap. First, the new learner government. Second, why they're shifting the election timing. Third, the actual election schedule you need to know. Fourth, the rules and supremacy framework. And fifth, we'll wrap up with funding and guidelines for private schools.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the new learner government and the rebranding of student leadership.
Now, this is a real structural shift. For years, right, we've known the student government through two super familiar acronyms, the SPG, or Supreme Pupil Government, and the SSG, the Supreme Student Government. Well, those acronyms, they're officially retired. The whole system is now rebranded as the Learner Government Program. So the SPG is now the SLG, the Supreme Elementary Learner Government, and the SSG becomes the SSLG, the Supreme Secondary Learner Government. Notice the change? It's all about putting the word learner right at the absolute center of the title.
But wait, don't let that bureaucratic name change trick you into thinking the mission has shrunk. No way. The memo explicitly states that this remains the absolute, foremost, premier co-curricular learner-led organization nationwide. It is still your primary engine for building effective leadership and holistic development in schools everywhere. The mission is the same, it's just got a shiny new learner-focused nameplate.
Okay, Section 2, why shift election timing? Solving the logistical hurdle.
So, what's the deal with the timing? Well, for the past 3 school years, these elections were crammed into the first quarter. And you know how chaotic the start of a school year is. It's a logistical nightmare. The memo actually addresses this directly, stating the shift is, quote, with the goal to transition smoothly and prepare accordingly for the succeeding school years, end quote. Basically, by moving elections to the last quarter of the previous year, incoming leaders are already elected, they're oriented, and they are ready to hit the ground running on day one. It's a totally brilliant logistical fix.
Moving right along to Section 3, the election schedule and dates to remember.
All right, grab your planners because these are the dates you absolutely need to lock in. Local school-based elections kick things off between May 15th and June 2nd. Once your local leaders are set, we move up the ladder. June 5th to the 16th, that is for district and division elections. Then from June 16th to July 10th, we have the regional federation elections. And the whole shebang culminates with the national federation elections on August 1st. It is a really tight, fast-moving window, so you've got to be prepared.
Up next, Section 4, rules and supremacy. Basically, the LGP framework.
Now that you have the timeline, how do you actually run this thing? Well, DepEd didn't leave us hanging. They provided 3 definitive rulebooks as annexes to the memo. Annex A is your overarching constitution and bylaws for both the SELG and SSLG. Annex B, that's your election and appointment code, basically how to keep the contest fair and square. And Annex C outlines the specific guidelines for those higher-level federation elections we just talked about. These 3 documents, they are literally your operational Bibles for this whole transition.
And here is something absolutely crucial to understand about the legal hierarchy. The memo makes it crystal clear the SELG and SSLG are the supreme organizations. They sit right at the top of your school's extracurricular food chain. Now, field offices can still set up federations for other clubs if they want, but doing so requires strict formal approval from the school's division superintendent or the regional director. But make no mistake, the SELG and SSLG are the ultimate student authority.
All right, our final stop, Section 5, Funding and Private Schools, Scope and Support.
I want to speak directly to the school admins for a second here. There is a huge distinction based on the type of school you run. If you are a public elementary or secondary school, you are strictly mandated to facilitate these elections exactly by this framework, no exceptions.
But if you're a private school, a tech-voc institution, or higher ed offering K-12, you are only encouraged to implement this. So public schools, it's strict compliance. Private schools, you actually have the flexibility to take these guidelines and contextualize them to fit your own specific vision and structure.
Now, the million-dollar question, how do we pay for this? Admins, you can breathe a sigh of relief. You are fully supported here. The memo officially authorizes you to charge election expenses to your school's MOE, that's your maintenance and other operating expenses. You can also use local funds or other available funds. Now, obviously, this is all subject to the usual accounting and auditing rules. You know how it goes. But the financial runway is definitely cleared for you to make this happen.
So with all that laid out, I want to leave you with a question to really chew on. You've got a brand new identity, a totally streamlined timeline, and crystal clear rules. So, how will you navigate and lead this transition in your school's newly formed learner government? The clock is ticking, and the framework is ready to go. It's time to step up and empower your student leaders for an amazing year ahead. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer. I hope it cleared things up, and honestly, I can't wait to see the incredible things your new LGP leaders accomplish.